Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, September 23rd, 2024. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. I'll tell you, this past weekend was perhaps the busiest weekend I've seen on the calendar all year, with the Boatyard Beach Bash, the Annapolis Baygrass Music Festival, the HF Festival over in D.C., Oktoberfest in West Annapolis, and a Navy football game. Now we relax as it's officially fall, and I say bring that on. But first, we do have some news, so shall we? The Anne Arundel County Police are investigating a wave of online threats targeting local schools, reflecting a national trend. Though none of the threats have been found credible, the surge is straining police resources. Last week alone, there were 14 reports of potential violence in county schools. Police say that most of the threats originate with misinformation on social media, and authorities are urging the public to avoid sharing that misinformation and report any threats directly to the police. Boy, I tell you, what a game on Saturday. The Navy midshipmen delivered a huge upset victory over number 23 Memphis with a 56-44 win fueled by quarterback Blake Horvath's record-breaking performance. Horvath's 6 touchdowns led Navy to accumulate 566 total yards, making Navy a name to watch this season in the American Athletic Conference. Check out our recap, our live blog, and some stunning photos from Glenn Miller at eyeonannapolis.net. Crofton-based IT firm Cheaper Than a Geek has been named one of the top 100 small businesses in America by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Recognized for its growth and community engagement, the company will be honored at a Washington, D.C. event on October 8th, and I say congratulations to Chris Barber. If you do need an IT department, definitely give them a call. Registration is now open for the Fish for a Cure charity fishing tournament scheduled for November 9th on the Chesapeake Bay. Proceeds from the event will support cancer care programs at Luminous Health's Anne Arundel Medical Center. Following the competition, of course, there's a party. The shore party is going to feature live entertainment and awards ceremony. Boats are registering now, and tickets to the shore party are also selling out pretty fast. So you want to go to fishforacure.org and get all of the details. Our weekly poll last week asked about our elected leaders heading to Sweden to study electric ferries, and 842 people voted, with 40% saying it was a horrible idea, 36% saying it was a fabulous idea, and 24% were unsure. This week we're changing it up a little bit. We want to know your top 3 annual events in the area. The polls are posted weekly on the front page at eyeonannapolis.net in the upper right corner, and there is a link for the closed polls there as well, so you can check them out. Kind of interesting. Hopefully you caught our canines and cross-treks on Friday with Pepper, a real chonky Frenchie who can't eat chicken, unfortunately, but she is looking for her forever home. If you did miss that podcast, give that a listen, and then give the SPCA a call and give Pepper her forever home. She needs it. On Saturday on the Local Business Spotlight, we chatted with Mimi from Caring Transitions, and up next week, a medical tech firm rooted right here in Annapolis, RxNT. All right, that's a wrap. Thank you first and foremost, and also a quick thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief. Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, Hospice of the Chesapeake, and MacMedics up in Severna Park. Ann Covington is here with her Monday Money Report, and for a bonus, we have Scott MacMullan. And of course, George Young from DCMDVA Weather is also here with the only locally forecasted weather report you should care about. All of that's coming up for you in just a bit, so hang around.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless, because solar energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, September 23rd. Not a bad weekend for the Annapolis region, but the week ahead will bring plenty of clouds and maybe some rain before another sunny and nice weekend ahead. Look for highs today and tomorrow in the low to mid-70s with drizzle likely both days, along with an easterly wind with some showers and storms then possible Wednesday, with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s for p.m. highs. From there, more clouds are expected Thursday with highs near 80 degrees ahead of mixed skies and upper 70s or so 4 p.m. highs on Friday to close out the work and school week. As for the weekend, expect sunny skies both Saturday and Sunday with p.m. highs each day in the 75 to 80 degree range. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and X for updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info. So you can always stay weather informed.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing it can be confusing. Ann Covington, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it for nearly 20 years. Are you ready? Now, here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Covington with CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. The Federal Reserve Bank cut rates last week by 0.5 percentage point. The market had been expecting this cut for over a year and responded by dropping, then setting a new high, then dropping slightly to close the week up by over 1%. If the cut was anticipated, why did the market react the way it did? Investors feared the cut meant that the economy was cooling too quickly and we are about to plunge into a recession. Cooler heads prevailed and the market adjusted accordingly. If you're a Star Trek fan, the best way to explain is to think of Vulcans, logical and unemotional, and humans, often irrational and overly emotional. In the long run, the capital markets work and react like Vulcans. Companies are making products and providing services that consumers want and do so profitably, or they aren't. Over time, the stock price will reflect that. In the short run, markets are human and reflect our fear and greed overtaking logic. The humans I talk with are feeling those same emotions about the impact of the upcoming election on their investments. And I hear it from both sides, terrified that if their preferred candidate loses, the economy will collapse immediately. Remember that presidents are not dictators. While they have some leeway with executive orders, most things need to go through Congress and be enacted as legislation. Beyond that, the markets really don't care who is sitting in the White House. They generally perform best when we have a divided government, when the House of Representatives, Senate, and White House are not all controlled by the same party. The cynic in me believes that's because less gets done. Some may say it's because legislation that is passed tends to be a compromise of some sort. Either way, we expect to see a very human blip in November, regardless of who wins. But in the long run, the Vulcans run the markets, as companies are either profitable or they aren't. Your action item this week is to review your auto insurance coverage. We usually recommend at least $250,000 per person and $500,000 per accident of general liability coverage, with uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage to match. Be sure to check out our website at CovingtonAlsina.com or our Facebook page for more information and to register for our upcoming educational events. Don't forget to drop by with a sweater, fleece, or sweatshirt for just one sweater. CovingtonAlsina is a registered investment advisor. Information presented for educational purposes only and not intended to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific investments, securities, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk unless otherwise stated or not guaranteed. Be sure to consult with a qualified financial advisor and or tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Covington with CovingtonAlsina.
You never know when you might need an attorney. It could be when the lights light up on the police car behind you. Or maybe you have $1 million idea and need to incorporate. From wills and trusts to car wrecks and arrests, Scott MacMullan with the Annapolis-based Scott MacMullan Law, LLC, is here to offer some insight for you with today's legal brief.
Hello, Annapolis. This is attorney Scott MacMullan, and this is your legal brief. New Maryland DUI and DWI expungement laws. Effective in a couple weeks now, October 1st, 2024, DUI and DWI cases in Maryland that resulted in a probation before judgment will be eligible for expungement under new Maryland law. The question is, are you eligible for a DUI expungement? If you received a probation before judgment and 15 years have passed since the PBJ or probation before judgment was granted, then you may be eligible for a DUI expungement. If you violated probation, this is big. If you violate probation or received any convictions after your PBJ, you may not be eligible. These are the general guidelines for expungement. It is important to note that each case is individual. You may or may not be eligible for expungement for a lot of different reasons. Give me a call at Scott MacMullan Law if you think your DUI or DWI is expungible. I'm happy to help. What's new about these Maryland DUI and DWI expungement laws? As of the latest legislative session in Maryland, significant changes have occurred. Expanded eligibility. The law not only allows for expungement of DUI charges under specific conditions, but broadens the scope beyond previous limitations. Probation before judgments. Individuals receiving PBJs for certain DUI offenses may now qualify for expungement. Waiting period. The law adjusts the waiting periods necessary before any expungement can be filed, which varies based on the nature of the DUI offense and any subsequent violations or convictions. These updates aim to provide second chances to individuals with past DUI offenses who have demonstrated changes in behavior and compliance under the law. You have to understand the DUI expungement eligibility. It's important to apply for a DUI expungement. You need to collect your records. You need to actually file the petition. We can help you out with that through Scott MacMullan Law. If you have any questions at all, if you're eligible for a DUI expungement, don't hesitate to give me a call. Scott MacMullan Law, 443-494-9775. 443-494-9775. We're located conveniently downtown Annapolis. Parking is available upon request. This is information. This is not advice. Give us a call. We can help you out with this DUI. And remember, of course, first and foremost, do not drink and drive. But you deserve, if you are eligible, you deserve a second chance. Thanks so much and have a great day.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting MacMedics in Severna Park or Lanham, where appointments are not necessary. MacMedics is an Apple-authorized premium service provider. MacMedics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. MacMedics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit MacMedics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call MacMedics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.